Welcome to our review of Juni Taisen Zodiac War Episode 2, Tricks, Both Mongrel and Fowl. And as the title suggests, this week focuses on the dog and the chicken, Dokutsu and Niwatori. They're the focal characters for this week, and it was pretty interesting. I think that for the most part, because the perspective was so squared on Dokutsu, you could kind of expect that he was going to be the next out. Especially when he started going over his backstory, and then about the part of how he recognized that there was poison in the jewel, so he had his body counteract it. And his constant insistence that he was going to betray Niwatori throughout the episode.
Yeah.
You know, you knew that was going to build up for a turnaround where Niwatori betrays him. So that was pretty good. Overall, this episode, I thought, was really enjoyable just because the characters were a lot of fun. I enjoyed seeing Dokutsu and Niwatori interact, and, you know, there was good tension just building up to that end scene. You don't really know what's gonna go on with Niwatori. Like, she seems ditzy, she seems naive, but you knew that there's gonna have to be something going on with her. She's not gonna be totally betrayed by Dokutsu. Whether that ended up meaning Dokutsu would trust her or she would betray him, either way. What about you, Wheelord? Why don't you tell me your thoughts on this episode?
I thought this was a good episode. I mean, most of the focus was on Dokutsu and Niwatori. But we also got some stuff with the sheep and monkey, they ended up escaping together from, the building.
Rat and monkey.
Did I say sheep and monkey? Yeah. A rat and monkey. And they're basically just, planning stuff underground in the sewers, because rats are a rat guy, and sewers and all that stuff, but yeah.
We get a little more information on Sharyu, in that she is a mediator. She goes into the war zones and she resolves conflicts, where the rest of them are hired guns, mercenaries, who are out to kill. Sharyu is known for her pacifism and for her ability to bring peace to battlefields. And Dokutsu is thinking, even with the Zodiac War, it seems impossible that she could try and do something to end it. But with her, given her track record, she just might. And that's very troubling to him.
She's basically the natural enemy of, all the other Zodiacs.
Yeah. And we also get, with Rat, more foreshadowing that something's off about him. There's something familiar about him, a deja vu that they cannot place. So they're building him up. He's less annoying to me now that I'm seeing that he's not going to be the primary focus character. I'm glad that the show is taking a jump around approach and we're seeing it from different perspectives all the time.
He's not the Shiro.
No, and that's a very good thing. We tap into some brief moments with other characters throughout the episode. Just some throwaway, filler scenes like Tora finding booze and stuff like that. The end of the episode is more significant, where we see that Horse and Ox find each other in a underground railway.
Horse wants to team up with Ox and maybe come up with a more mediation plan, but it seems like Ox is gonna go straight for the kill.
Yeah. That was very interesting. I want to see what happens with that, especially since the next episode is titled. It had some pun about chicken and beef, so that was very cool. I completely neglected to buy the light novel, unfortunately. I'll make sure to do that. But I did read the manga chapters. This episode corresponds to chapters 2 and 3 of the manga, the second half of chapter 2, and the entirety of chapter 3, except for the very end of chapter 3. And basically, the manga focuses exclusively on what's going on between dog and chicken, and it doesn't really jump around to these other perspectives of the other characters.
Yeah.
Even by chapter 4, we're not seeing that hint of the fight between Ox and Horse, so that's very interesting.
Chapter 4 was still also focused on Niwatori, and I think in that chapter is basically Niwatori fighting Boar.
Yeah, and at the end she
meets a monkey and a rat.
Yeah, so that'll probably be in episode 3, but that setup with Horse and Ox fighting was not shown in chapter 3, so they're definitely moving stuff from earlier in the anime. Do you have any other observations, any other things that you found very interesting about the second episode?
I don't know. I mean, overall, it was just like a good episode. Like, Niwatori seems like an interesting character. I'm looking forward to like seeing what she ends up doing more in this fight, because it seems that she's not like a klutz, like, at least based on what she did in this episode.
Yeah, it seemed that, from the episode, you got the sense that, oh, she's really naive. You feel bad for her because Dokutsu is, like, so unlikable, and he's, like, plotting to kill her. He's a guy that, in his backstory, was shown to sell kids to, like, mercenary clans. Kids who admittedly were sadistic, who, like, put...
Did they show that in the anime?
I don't think they showed
I was like...
pins and
no, they didn't show the kid stuff at all, that he's, like, selling children.
I mean, there might be more sides to him, because he is, I guess, ostensibly a good preschool teacher or whatever, but he is
still, he's selling the children. Yeah, no, that's not a good thing.
That's not good at all. So, he's a bad guy.
He's a good teacher.
He doesn't seem like as bad a person, but I guess we were wrong about that.
I mean, based on Chicken's...
He was scheming throughout the entire episode just for Dog to give her that power up, and then she just immediately kills him.
I mean, based on Chicken's characterization or backstory from chapter 4, it seems that like she doesn't really have a good like distinction between right and wrong. She definitely seems pretty crazy, but she also seems that she might be open to reason to the pacifist route if it means something. If it benefits her. If it benefits herself.
So we'll be interested in seeing how the meeting between Chicken, Rat, and Monkey plays out, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
But I guess that'll have to do for our thoughts on episode 2. Unfortunately, we were recording this days after I had watched it. Even though Wheeler has just watched it, he's not very talkative.
I don't know, like... That's about it for this episode, I feel like. There wasn't, like... I mean, most of it's, like, focusing on the whole Niwatori stuff in this episode.
I really like the ending of the episode, where it just really sets up unease with all the birds, like, swarming around.
Yeah.
Or it's, like, really creepy, because you don't know, oh, crap, Chicken has gone off the rails, maybe. So, yeah, that was a really creepy, cool moment there. Yeah, I like this episode. I wish we had more to talk about. I wish I had a better co-host, but hopefully we'll have more conversation about that, because I think Chicken's a really interesting character, and we might get more to analyze with her next episode.
I feel bullied.
You should feel ashamed. See you next week.